Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Quick update. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has kept its policy rate unchanged. The bank kept its lending rate to commercial banks at 16%. Speaking at a press conference a while ago, Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, said the decision was taken because threats to growth outlook and inflation have been slightly contained despite some challenges. We'll bring you more from that press conference at the top of the hour on the marketplace. Well, the policy rate largely determines the interest rates banks charge on loans, the cost of credit for that matter. President of the Association of Ghana Industries is calling for cheaper credit for businesses following banking sector reforms.
What industry is looking for is to see if we say 23 banks have met the minimum capital requirements of 400 million Ghana cedis, then definitely the issue of liquidity, should be a thing of the past. There should be adequate liquidity for businesses, such that businesses would be able to get credit. And of course, we are talking about affordable credit. Again, let me also mention that if we have the issue of the NPLs, the non-performing loans, reduced significantly, and according to the records that we are having, it's been reduced by 6.6 billion Ghana cedis. Then the cost of credit to industry and for that matter to the private sector should also significantly reduce. But that is really not what we are seeing now. At the moment, we have interest rates hovering between 24 and 33%, which we think is so high. No, especially when you are competing with businesses or companies that are coming from jurisdictions where interest rates are between 3 and 5%. How do you compete? And you are not really going to be competitive. And these are some of the things that industry has been calling for.
Former President of AGI, James Asare there. Now, the country's total debt stock witnessed a significant increase in just 1 year. Latest Bank of Ghana data shows that it was up by 30 billion cedis to reach 173 billion cedis ending December 2018. There's more on the debt numbers and how other sectors of the economy fared, according to the Bank of Ghana.
According to the Bank of Ghana's economic and financial data, the country's total debt stock in December 2017 stood at 143 billion cedis. However, as of December 2018, it was 173 billion cedis, representing a 30 billion cedi jump in the debt numbers and a 21% increase. Now, a careful look at the numbers showed that the growth could be as a result of more funds being taken from the local market by government. This is because in terms of external borrowings in dollars, it went up by just $700 million. However, funds borrowed locally went up by 20 billion cedis to hit 86 billion cedis. Government sources argue that the increase was all not as a result of fresh borrowings in the year, but also the cedi's depreciation and how interest payments were worked out of these loans. The total debt stock, which was 173 billion cedis ending December 2018, represented about 58% of the total value of the economy. On the Ghana cedi, the Bank of Ghana puts its depreciation from January to March at around 5.18% and closed the month ending at 5 Ghana cedis. The report also showed significant growth in foreign currency deposits, increasing by more than 25% since December 2017. The data puts the amount at around $4 billion.
In other news, Regional Director for International Development Organization Solidaridad, Isaac Gyamfi, says government must be keen on intensifying the use of innovative technologies in the agric value chain to maximize food production. Although the agric sector plays a major role in the economy, employing about 80% of the population, most of the production is still small scale. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Gyamfi said improving service provision and access to finance for farmers could go a long way to transform the sector.
Future of agriculture in Africa is where Africa is able to feed herself. It's estimated that by 2050, close to 4 billion people will be living in Africa. Africa cannot feed herself. So if you have 4 billion people, given the current demographic dynamics, we have a lot of youthful population than you can find in the other advanced countries. And if they are all giving birth because of improved health situation of people, low maternal mortality, then we are going to almost like double the population on the continent. And people must be fed. They have to be clothed. And agriculture has to provide that. So it means at the rate of our demographics, we should also be innovating our agriculture by the type of technologies that we use. If you go to the advanced countries, we are talking about 1 or 2% of the population in agriculture.
And those are the latest business stories. Thanks for watching. It's back to Daniel.
Thanks, Daryl, for bringing us the very latest sharp suits there. Up next, though, is sports with Baba Tando, and she'll be telling us how the International Tennis Federation and the Africa Table Tennis Federation Junior Circuit and Cadet have opened competitions beginning at the Trust Sports Emporium.